The cashier at the store saw my collar and asked if I know any tricks. Then this person proceeded to die 3 times in a row right after. It's really crazy to me how we managed to turn the skull into a different flavor of laughing emoji. Hi again, guys, and I'm here to beat the furry allegations again. By that I mean y'all eat this slop up whenever I shovel it to you, and I love money. So let's look at more furries struggling in the wild. It's the end of a trilogy. If you enjoy this video, there will be this big card at the end that takes you to the last time we observed these animals in their natural habitat, Twitter. And did you know less than 20% of y'all are subscribed with notifications on? Do better. If you subscribe and hit the bell icon, you'll never miss an upload, and you can always undo it later. My Spanish professor asked us what we dressed up as for Halloween, and when I told him, he searched up furry on Google in front of the whole class. Okay, I've got the easiest save in the world right here. I should not have had to come up with this one for you. Tell him it's Fury, with 1 R, as in the Furies from Greek mythology. That's a fairly normal costume, and being into Greek myths isn't any weirder than saying you dress up like an anthropomorphic dog. Hell, if you want to go simpler, you're Furiosa from Mad Max. Easy clap. My coworker watches me sketch a fox. Please tell me you're not a furry. I am. Were the pins on my apron not a dead giveaway? I thought pins like that just meant you were gay. I mean, it's kinda true. I've only ever seen queer folk wear pins on clothes. And if you're a furry, statistically speaking, there's a good chance you're also gay. The fact they got called on this while drawing a fox reminds me of that old Tumblr guide on how to tell if someone is a furry. You just ask them to draw a dog, and the way they draw it will tell you everything you need to know. My mom just asked me what yiff is. Please help me. What the fuck do you want us to do? I get this situation sucks, but this is probably how your parents felt when you first asked them where babies come from. The difference is, she would never have heard about yiff by just going about life. She had to have gotten it from you, meaning it's your fault. You are a bad influence on your parents. Be a better role model for them. I just fucking meowed at my professor in uni. I'm gonna put a dent in my head. How did I let this happen? If I had to guess, you probably opened your mouth and let your vocal cords make the sounds you do on Discord without thinking about it. I have definitely said this before, and I stand by it. That app ruins people. It changes the way a person's brain functions and how they think socialization works. Like, I forget that I can't just say, do that ass fart though at a real life function and not get incredibly strange looks sent my way. Speaking of which, join my Discord server, discord.gg/Kwite. Oh my god, I just posted a vor link in my fucking English class discussion board. Please kill me. Oh boy, can't you just delete the message? It is on the projector. Why are you forcing us to imagine what this is supposed to look like? You've already ruined your social life. You might as well share the actual thing with the rest of the class. Well, I guess you already did that part. Help. My mom said who's a goofy puppy to her dog, and I accidentally responded me. The Furry Struggles account got tagged and DM'd a bunch because the original post got retweeted into the sun. Y'all really had it out for this one person for some reason. All of Twitter said, let's boost this one specific furry struggle to certified banger status for no reason. It's not particularly unique, it's just the one that popped, I guess. I saw this tweet in the wild before I saw it on the Furry Struggles account because a fuck ton of y'all sent it my way saying, you gotta put this in part 3. And guess what? You won. Here it is. Do you feel proud? I don't. This is all some people know me for now. Stop storing your horse adult toys in the glove box, please. I don't want to touch it. No mechanic wants to touch it. I don't care which orifice it has been in. I want nothing to do with it. Fuck. The capital F fuck with no punctuation when the rest of the tweet does have punctuation just leaks the raw emotion that had to have been behind their fingers while typing that. This is either a particularly gruesome story where the horse cock they found still had bodily fluids on it, or this has somehow happened multiple times. This person has been worn down over the years. The way it's written makes it feel like the latter, but I can't imagine running into this problem A, ever, and B, more than once. Fuck, I punched my stove in. Fuck. Damn. Did it burn your food that bad? Why the hell else would you be throwing hands with a stovetop? Just how much glass did you get in your knuckles by thwacking the stick? My supervisor caught me playing Mai in a fursuit, lol. Is this you in the dog suit the other day at the arcade? I was passing by you. Lol, oh no. Yeah, you know, the person who posted this doesn't even seem embarrassed. This whole exchange comes off as surprisingly friendly. The only way I can think of why their supervisor would even think it's them in the dog suit in the first place is if it was already some shit they knew they did in their free time. I'd say there's a good chance this is the least painful struggle out of everything we've looked at so far. Like, the boss didn't learn anything they didn't already know. Maybe now that they've just seen it, they believe it. No. I have to design a fucking NFT for my business class. No. I understand the hatred for them, but in my opinion, furries really missed out on a chance to cash out even more than they usually do with that whole NFT malarkey. Idiots on Twitter were paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for animal mascots that were randomly generated from presets. If existing talented furry artists advertised themselves as an accredited animal character designer, they could have easily stolen the market with high-end persona drawings. You just never call them personas, so they're still acceptable to show on Jimmy Fallon. I wore my Crocs today, and it was raining, so I got some water in them. Without thinking, I said to my normie friend, just got my beans wet outside. Put a dent in my head now. Wow, you really fucked this one up. Usually I try to give suggestions of how you could have unfucked your fuck up in the moment, like to do better in the future, but there is no wordplay play or social norm that I can think of that would make sense for getting your beans wet. Unless you want to get into doing drugs or flicking the bean. Bringing a clitoris into this is a risky move, so I'll leave that up to you, but you'll have to find it first. I was out drinking with coworkers, and a guy ruffled my hair, and I muscle memory put my dumb hands up like their paws and said arf. I think it was too loud for him to hear, but I can't do this. Stop encouraging me to be a dog around coworkers. I've got to live with these people for 4 more months. Ah, come on now. If you've got that many roommates, you might as well turn it into a family unit, meaning that you'd fit right in if you pretended to be the family dog. They might even make you sleep outside and eat out of a bowl. God, that is an odd sentence. How the hell does that become muscle memory, someone asked? And I don't know. That's between this fella and whatever god they believe in right now. I need to stop naming files with tons of key smashes. I just sent my professor an ass pic instead of a photo of my project. Please fucking end me right now. Oh my god, and then some letter soup. You're already failing. You name things after key smashes because that's your default setting when typing nonsense. And then you ended the sentence complaining about how you key smash too much with a key smash. For Christ's sake! You can't just stop at trying to name things better. You've got to cut the habit off at the source. Otherwise, you'll be stuck like this forever. Here's a classic tweet. I think I first read this one back in high school. Everyone shut the fuck up. I got accepted for a NASA internship. And then some random out there responds, language, suck my cock and balls. I'm working at NASA. And then we find out that random was not so random. And I'm on the National Space Council that oversees NASA. A mystery I haven't figured out for over half a decade since I first saw this is how did that guy ever find this tweet to start with? Does bro look up the word NASA on Twitter like YouTubers look up their own name and just read everything on the most popular section? That dude had to have been out for blood to find this poor would-be intern. Okay, hear me out. Yesterday, I had an online class with 70 plus people in it. I opened my webcam directly on my fursuit, panicked, closed camera, and yelled to my girlfriend, babe, I messed up. They all saw my fursuit while realizing I might not have muted my mic. Tell me, should I move on from this life? Damn, that was a journey of a paragraph. I'm gonna say no, you shouldn't. Stick around so I can continue talking about you for content. And the okay, hear me out at the beginning is very misleading. It makes me think you're about to propose doing some shamelessly furry shit in public, only to be met with you describing already having done some shamefully furry shit in public. The situation's already gone down. What is there to hear out? You already did it. Conversation with my mom. My actions have consequences? Do these socks as warmers look good? What the hell is this? Oh my god, I don't have parents. You know, I'm a floating sentient hoodie. I just started existing in the form of solid matter one day with no purpose in life. But hypothetically, if I did have parents and the shit happened to me, which it wouldn't because I'm not a furry, I wouldn't even give them the chance to kick me out of the house or disown me. I'm packing up my shit as soon as I get that text. They are not even getting that 3-word oh my god response. I'm leaving and I would rather go homeless than have to explain the years of psychological conditioning that made me the type of person to tweet that on main. My mom found my copy of a hardcore YIF DVD-ROM I made using Microsoft Slideshow put to Lady Gaga music. She watched all 9 minutes of it. Damn, so you're saying your mom was really interested in it, huh? This only adds to my theory. I am certain that being a furry is a genetic trait. Even if your parents don't outwardly express it, the reason you are the way you are is because one of them passed that gene down to you. It's your mom's fault that you made that DVD, and it sounds like she just found out she's the same way you are. I'm sorry you had to find out like this. I hate how much this fandom has corrupted me. I went past the collar section when I went to get cat food and was like, man, I would look good in that. My favorite part of this whole thing is the huge disparity in the types of replies. One fella put a meme where a normie is showing a furry something cringe, and they are equally distressed by it, meaning that they both think it's weird, like what's going on there, but then these are the 2 replies right under it. That's me whenever I pass the collars and leashes section at the mall. Try being the one stocking the collar section. I bought one. I couldn't help myself. It seems the furry community is divided on the issue of what thoughts are acceptable to have when they walk by collars while in the pet store. I ran into my parents on my way home from work, and my mom said she cleaned my room for me since I was so swamped with midterms and 6-day work week. I left a Bad Dragon Austin on my desk. Austin is the most normal name for a Bad Dragon product I have ever heard. My collar and leash were left out too. She put them on my bed. Fuck! I was thinking to myself that aren't Bad Dragon dildos usually shaped super weird? Like maybe if it was a tentacle or some shit, you could say it was some collector's figure. So I looked up the Austin model purely for research purposes, and nope, you are completely fucked, my dude. Literally and figuratively. That thing cannot be mistaken for anything other than a very inhuman penis. Despite making fun of people for it this entire time, I finally done it. I finally accidentally sent an IRL friend YIF. I love how they said finally like they knew their day was coming at some point. Don't throw stones from glass houses, man. A saying I almost never live by. Well, a coworker asked about my tattoo. How the fuck did you expect them not to ask? You got that shit on your forearm. You said goodbye to short sleeves for the rest of your life if you were trying to keep that thing a secret. I don't know if that's a cross or not in the background, but Jesus definitely did not die for this sin specifically. 16 gigs of RAM and Chrome uses 40%. I will never not be upset about this. Just use Firefox. Okay, should I put a tail plug in and start murring too, you fucking furry? If there was ever an effective way of neutralizing someone's argument without actually addressing the point they made. It's to tie whatever they suggested doing or believe into being a furry. There is no defense for this after you create the setup. You can just say, "Shut up, furry," anytime they try to talk back. My mom scratched my head and I growled on instinct. And that's a new one. Usually it's folks getting happy on accident when they get scratched. This motherfucker was mad about it and started making scary noises at their mother. What has been done to you that growling is an instinct? I told an amputee to get well soon on accident. Wow, yeah, you fucked that up as bad as anything can get fucked, really. I don't have a lot to say, so I'm just gonna wrap this one up here. That card I mentioned should be on screen. If y'all enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Remember, don't go after anyone I talked about today because that's cringe, and this is all meant in good fun. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I'll see you guys next time.